Okay, so I want to talk about key. I've had students come in this week and asking me about key, and they want to unlock the idea of keys and how to discover what the key of a song is or what they can work with if they're in a specific key. And to me, if you want to do anything interesting with keys, you've got to understand the basics. So my approach is like this. I don't have a degree in anything, but I've found things that work for me. They work for me to learn other people's songs, and they've worked for me to write my own songs. And so, of course, I think it can help other people too. Let's say we're in the key of G. So if we're strictly in the key of G major, like here's our scale, right? It's do re mi, do re mi fa sol la ti do. Just your basic diatonic moves. It's just 7 notes to keep up with. It's not a lot. And if we're strictly in the key of G and we force the issue of the note formula that creates the key of G, we've got a nice little set of chords to go with each one of those root notes. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so that's your basics. G, you get a lot of nice, easy, partially open chords. So that's really probably a really good starting place. And the guitar is sort of G-centric anyway. There's a G chord kind of written into the tuning. But also this week, if you're on my Facebook, you might have seen this. I posted a really cool article where a guy talked about borrowing chords from other keys to spruce up your song and make it more interesting to listen to. So now, having established that we're checked out on key of G and we got everything we need for the key of G, let's borrow a chord from another key and make our song more interesting. So I'm walking up, key of G, do, re, mi, fa, and then I go to the 5 chord. It turns out to be the 5 chord from B flat. Now I've got an option there. I could just go ahead and go forward and change key. That happens all the time, and it's very useful. That's why dominant chords are king, man. You got to have them. But let's say I want to keep my song a G song, stay in the key of G. So I've just got this exotic chord that changes, it kind of jumbles up, changes up my tone center. So I don't know, that works for me. That gives me a lot more options and flexibility as a songwriter.